What's going on, Jerome's? Only one preseason game remains, as well as one really only hard practice today. Basically, a scrimmage going down at TCO Performance Center Bar and Grill. But want to look at the Vikings 2022 draft class, the first class of a new GM, Kwesi adofo-mensah, head coach Kevin O'Connell. I want to see where the rookies are at, where they are in line to start, if possible, week one, as well as how they fared so far in training camp and preseason. So, first round pick, number 1, 32 overall, Lewis Cine, coming out of Georgia. Now, he's always going to be compared against Kyle Hamilton. Frankly, I think Lewis Cine has played better than Kyle Hamilton in preseason. I know that Hamilton had that big pass breakup, whatever. He's a little bit more Jamal Adams. I think Lewis Cine has a lot of Harrison Smith to his game, and he's playing well, both in training camp as well as in the 2 preseason games. 4 tackles so far in both contests, 81.3 PFF tackling grade, and you can see that he's reading and reacting better in coverage. He feels a lot more comfortable there, where even though playing in the big bad SEC, you're going to be facing a lot of the most complex college offenses. NFL's it's a different animal, man. And Lewis Cine, we haven't had the whole body stacking hit yet. We may not get it because, frankly, I would sit Lewis Cine in the final preseason game against Denver, but I think that'll be coming. And I think that when Ed Donatell gets to the regular season, we will see those formations, those personnel packages where you have Cine, Cam Beasley, and Harrison Smith on the field all at the same time. But I think as of right now, week 1, the starters out of the gate will be Harrison and Cameron Bynum. Ain't no fault there. Next up, second round pick, number 42 overall, cornerback Andrew Booth Jr. coming out of Clemson. A little bit of an up and down camp. You saw the high highs, you saw some low lows, you saw some chippiness. He likes to chirp. Love that about him. Did have that ankle injury against the Niners. Thankfully, knock on wood, nothing too serious, and he is day-to-day. 67.8 PFF coverage grade. You got the length, you got the attitude, you got everything that you like about Andrew Booth Jr. in that second round. So I think that he is going to be a contributor going forward, and I think the Vikings are pretty good at outside corner with Peterson and Cameron Tiny Dancer, as well as Andrew Booth Jr., plus fellow rookie Akayleb Evans, who we'll get to in a sec. Also in the second round, number 59 overall, offensive guard Ed Ingram coming out of LSU. He needs to start week 1. Calling it right now, he needs to start week 1. He's been beautiful at training camp. He's been consistently working in with the ones over Jesse Davis, who initially had that starting right guard job. It is what it is. And he's posted an 83.4 PFF grade so far in the 2 contests. Only allowed 2 pressures, 1 sack, the big one against Kinlaw. Whatever, but he's been very good in the run game, and I think that he has that anchor that you really want at that right guard spot. So I think that he will start week 1. I think that he deserves to start week 1 and go from there. Final day 2 selection, third round pick Brian Asamoah, number 66 overall, coming out of Oklahoma. He is as advertised. He is high energy. He's going to get after it, and he is a heat-seeking missile, and he's very good both with his speed as well as body control, just getting around defenders and finding lanes to get to the running back or ball carrier. I think that Asamoah is going to be a starter next season. I think that he'll play some high-energy special teams this year, and he'll be the understudy to Kendricks and Jordan Hicks as they play inside linebacker in the new Ed Donatell defense. Day 3, fourth-round pick, number 118 overall, Akayleb Evans. Now, you see why Kwesi traded up to go get Evans, where at times I think that he has been the best rookie cornerback out there. 73.6 PFF coverage grade so far in 2 games. Really good tackling. Also with the Andrew Booth Jr. injury, Evans basically played the entire preseason game against the Niners, and it was really good to see. I think that he has really good zone skills. I played a lot of zone at Mizzou, but he does also have the intangibles to be able to be a man cornerback down the line. So I think the Vikings, like I said, are set up really good in terms of having young length on the outside. Then, 5th round pick, 165 overall, Esezi Otomewo coming in from the Gophers, playing that 5-tech spot with the 2s and the 3s. I think he's earned himself a roster spot. I think it would be dangerous trying to get him on the practice squad. 6 tackles, 2 pressures, holds his ground really well. I mean, at 6'6", 282, you do expect that. Good size and strength. Needs a little bit of refinement, but what rookies don't. And I think that he could be a contributor, maybe even a starter down the line, depending on what happens with Diesel Dalvin Tomlinson, who's out of contract this year, as well as Armand for Watts is in the final year of his rookie deal. And then 5th round pick, 169, damn good time. Running back Ty Chandler coming out of North Carolina, also played ball at Tennessee. 10 yards per carry against the Raiders, just really ripping it up, as the second team offensive line was the Minnesota Movement Company, as well as had a big time kick return. So, I mean, Ty Chandler, He did have he did get his ankle dinged up, but he played gutted out against the Niners. I think. Do you play him against the Broncos? Who really cares at this point? But I think Ty Chandler as well as King Kene and Wangu are going to be a nice 1-2 combination at running back if the Vikings move on from Madison, and who knows what happens with Dalvin in the future. But I think Ty Chandler does have a bright future, both as a scat back, both as an actual running back. He's a tough in between the tackle runner for his size. There you go. Into the 6th round, 184 overall. You got left tackle Vederian Lowe coming out of Illinois. Now, a little bit older of a prospect, but great intangibles, great character, great physical attributes as well. And they've been working him nearly exclusively at left tackle in preseason. Had a good game versus the Raiders. Against the Niners, not so much. Allowed 4 pressures, but sort of is what it is. I think that there's a chance that he makes it 53, just in case they don't want to risk putting him on the practice squad. In that case, I think they would have to get rid of Oli Udoh, which, Blake Brandel is perfectly fine as that swing tackle, that third tackle behind Darisaw and O'Neal. Vederian Lowe, I think that there's something going. There is some potential there long term. Also in the 6th round, 191 overall, wide receiver Jalen Speedy Nailor coming out of Michigan State. Now, he's had some issues as a punt returner. He's been okay in training camp practices throughout the games. He's had 4 catches for 33 yards on 6 targets. I think that he is a practice squad candidate. I think that the final 2 receiver spots, because it's Jefferson, Thielen, KJ, ISM, I think is firmly wide receiver 4. I think BC is firmly wide receiver 5. And then is it going to be Tristan Jackson? Is it going to be Myron Mitchell? Is it going to be Chisena if he gets healthy? Is it going to be Jalen Nailor for that 6th wide receiver spot? Because I think they carry 6 on the 53. Lastly, 7th round pick, 227 overall, tight end Nick Muse, your company's computer guy coming out of South Carolina. Come on and raise up. Where as Zach Davidson has been going down, Nick Muse has been rising up. So he blocked really well against the Niners. Also had 3 catches for 29 yards on 3 targets. Showed some versatility. And I think in terms of being a move tight end that's being asked to do inline tight end stuff, I think that he is succeeding better than Zach Davidson. So the fact that Muse was a Kwesi draft pick and Davidson was a Spielman one, I think certainly works in Muse's favor as well. So I think that he makes the roster as the 3rd tight end. I think that's Irv. I think it's Johnny Munt firmly as tight end 2, and then it's going to be Nick Muse as tight end 3. But that's it. That's taking a look at the Vikings rookies so far, how they're faring with 1 preseason game to go. Let us know your thoughts and our thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work, put a little something in the Venmo. But until next time, Skull Production Value.